Tuesday, the 18th of July, 2023. A reflection on life values and social justice. Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro, 23 degrees, warmish, sunny and slightly overcast. Today, I woke up stiff from yesterday's hour of skipping. It feels very good knowing that you did a lot of exercise and that you and your body are receiving the rewards. At the moment, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my busiest days. I have classes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and the presential in Copacabana with Dona Vera. I am morally in debt to Dona Vera because she continued to pay me throughout the pandemic without receiving classes. She did not want to have online classes but still wanted to pay. I, in return, go to her flat twice a week to try and repay her kindness. In some ways, I am losing money because that one presential class is equal to 3 online classes regarding my time, but I do not mind. The same way I gained during the pandemic, I am losing now, but it is all part of life's balance. In the same way, we receive or take, we have to give, return, or repay. Why am I mentioning this? Because I am trying to say that I am a good person and when I die, I will go to heaven. No, of course not. This has nothing to do with it at all. What has to do with it is that we should always try to do the right thing. I am not talking about always being the key word in an obsessive way that enslaves you to be good, proper, and correct superficially or ostentatiously. No, but in the usual correct way, trying to do the right thing for you and the people around you. I may not have adequately explained myself, but justice is a weighing scale that can tilt to any side. We live in a world where everything is so complex and complicated. Good common sense is often forgotten, ignored, abandoned, or just out of the problem. I live in Brazil, and something that is wrong here now has an excuse to be more or less correct. Men of power in high places do not have one cell of wisdom or compassion running through their bodies, but are obsessed with winning, stealing, and deceiving at all costs, forgetting the people who elected them with total contempt. It is surprising to me that in a country like Brazil, which has significant social and economic problems and high poverty rates, there are still slums, homelessness, and a large, impoverished population. If Brazil were a wealthy country without these issues, it might be understandable, but it does not make sense to me in this context. Which is worse? People who are ignorant of the social needs of the people, or people who use the poverty and disgrace of others for their own use and personal benefit. People who already have a perfect financial situation want more and more without being able to quench their need for more power and wealth. I am also addressing this because of my father. I had minimal contact with him as a child, and when I was 14, he stopped seeing us and disappeared to start a new family and life. The circumstances surrounding his actions have only become more apparent over the last couple of years, but what I want to say is that of that little contact that I had with him, he always emitted and showed me to be a pillar of honesty, balance, wisdom, and good common sense. A man who was in the Second World War. Being in a war would change anyone. However, he taught me always to be honest and true to what is correct. What I do and how I do it is connected to my father's influence and his everlasting presence in my thoughts. He is with me all the time, and the bar is high, very high. It is frustrating when I see powerful, corrupt politicians who only try to create meaningless laws instead of proposing real and meaningful work to improve people's lives. They fight among themselves like spoilt children without a care in the world, and the heavily taxed population ends up paying the price with their hard-earned money, which is ultimately their time and their lives. It is incredibly pitiful and sad. As I said, it has been a full day, and Nalva will arrive home late as she has an evening class. Everything is good. In bed by 9 p.m. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to read this blog post. Feel free to explore my other posts and share your thoughts in the comments section. Richard. Photos by Richard George Photography.